Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to change the rear brake pads and rotors on 2018 Toyota RAV4 XLE. This version has a manual handbrake, by the way, so make sure it's not activated. Always make sure the car is parked on level ground. I placed a couple of 2x4s behind the front wheels to prevent sliding. First we loosen the rear lock nuts just a little. Then jack up one side of the car and remove the lug nuts completely, followed by the wheel. For safety, I put a plaster bucket nearby, but a jack stand is even better. My first try to get the wheel off didn't work. I even tried hitting it straight on, facing the wheel, but no luck. I also sprayed WD-40 on the lug bolts and let it sit for a few minutes. It really helps. Then I turned around, put my back to it and started using a different technique that lets you generate more power. That finally did the trick. Kicking it this way helps transfer more energy from your whole body into the wheel, highly effective. Finally, the wheel came off. Look at all that residue. We'll clean that up before remounting the wheel. I slid the wheel under the car for extra safety while I worked. Now, using a 40mm socket or wrench, remove the caliper bolts. Carefully slide the caliper off and hang it up with a bungee cord or wire. Never let it dangle from the brake hose. Remove the brake pads. You can use a flathead screwdriver if they stuck. Then take off the two larger 17mm bolts holding the caliper bracket. I used a torque wrench with a long handle to make it easier. With the bracket off, the rotor might come off easily. If not, tap it with a rubber mallet or use two M8 bolts to push it off. Once it's off, spray down your new rotor with brake cleaner to remove any protective oil. Apply a little anti-seize grease on the lug bolts to make future removals easier. And also reinstall the rubber plug from the old rotor. It covers the access hole for adjusting the. Slide the new rotor into place, making sure it's flush. Remove the old hardware from a caliper bracket and clean it thoroughly. Pull out the caliper slide pins, clean them and apply brake grease, just avoid greasing the tip of the pin. Now install the new metal hardware clips that came with your brake pads. Then reinstall the caliper bracket and torque the bolts to 79 foot-pounds. Time to install the new brake pads. One of the pads has small metal tab. This makes a squeaking noise when the pad wears down, so you know when it's time to change them again. Apply brake grease to the contact points on the back of the pads. I used my woodworking clamp to gently press the piston back into the caliper. That way it will fit over the new, thicker pads. Slide the caliper back into the place and reinstall the 14mm bolts. Torque them to 25 foot-pounds. Before putting the wheel back, give the inside a good clean. Then mount the wheel and hand tighten the lug nuts. Lower the car and torque the lug nuts in a star pattern to 76 foot-pounds. Pump the brake pedal a few times until it feels firm. This pushes the pistons back into position. Double check all bolts and torque specs and you are done. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Got questions or tips? Drop them in the comments below. See you in the next one.